If you're a toddler parent and you're anything like me, you're probably always looking for tools to make parenting a little easier for you. Today, I'm sharing a game-changing tool that has made my life as a toddler parent so much easier, and that is a visual schedule. In this video, I'll teach you the benefits of a visual schedule, how a visual schedule can make your life with toddlers easier, how to set up your own today, along with tips on how to make the most of it. So make sure to stick around to the end so you don't miss a thing. At this point, you may be wondering if a visual schedule can really be that beneficial to your life. And the answer is yes. Here's why. The toddler brain craves knowing what comes next. When young children have a general, predictable flow and routine to their day, it helps their brains feel a sense of safety and calm because they know what to expect. You may know by now that toddlers have extremely underdeveloped brains, and they often live their little toddler lives in what is referred to as an emotional brain. One of the reasons for this is that there is a small almond-shaped structure in the brain called the amygdala, and this structure plays a huge part in processing emotions and activating the stress response system, also known as the fight or flight response. So you can think of the amygdala like a smoke detector for the brain. It's constantly scanning the environment for potential threats. Now, in toddlers, the amygdala is still developing, and it's more easily activated than in older children and adults, which totally makes sense from an evolutionary standpoint because our brains are designed to protect us. And since toddlers are smaller and more vulnerable to danger because of their lack of development, they basically have a more sensitive amygdala or fear response, which is there in order to protect them. So what this means is that toddlers are more likely to experience fear and anxiety, even in situations that would not be considered threatening to older children or adults, which is why tantrums are so prevalent at this age. Their brains perceive so many things as threats or danger. Having a visual schedule helps keep the child's amygdala from setting off that fight or flight response unnecessarily. It keeps their little brains calm and happy knowing what to expect. And yes, that means that having a visual schedule can help you avoid tantrums. A huge tantrum trigger for toddlers is transition time. So having a schedule can help those periods go way smoother throughout the day. The other part of a toddler or preschooler's brain that is very underdeveloped is their auditory processing system, which doesn't finish developing until around 14 years of age. I'm sure you've asked your toddler to do something at one time or another, and it seems like they're just flat out ignoring you, right? This isn't usually the case. They actually don't have the capability to fully hear what you're saying or process your verbal instructions at times. Having pictures or visual aids to support what you're saying or asking them to do can greatly help with this. You can also get them more involved with the process, causing their routine to be more interactive and fun. So think about which would be more effective. Saying to your toddler, "Go brush your teeth," or asking them, "We just made our bed. What do you think comes next? Let's go to our schedule and check it out." Toddlers also love to be in control, so instead of giving them a command, ask them questions and get them involved in their routine. This can help give them a sense of control or autonomy, which can actually cause them to be more cooperative. Another benefit to having a visual schedule is that it fosters independence. As your child gets older, they will be able to use the visual schedule as a guide to keep them on task to complete their routine more independently. So as you can see, there are tons of benefits to having a visual schedule and routine set up for your toddler or preschooler. Now let's talk about the different options you have for creating one and how to set it up. The first thing you want to do is decide what kind of visual schedule you would like to make. There are a bunch of different options for this. You can use printable cards, take photos of your child's doing each task, make a poster, make magnets on your fridge, use individual cards, make separate charts for morning, afternoon, and evening. Whatever you think will work best for you and your family. There really are no rules. I personally went the printable full day poster route, so these cards are available in my shop for purchase if you like them, but obviously you're not obligated to. They are a digital download, so you can print them right at home after you purchase them or send them to a commercial printing place like Staples or FedEx. I specifically made them simple for toddlers and preschoolers with fun, clear clip art, so you can grab them through the link in the description box if you'd like. You're also welcome to make your own. You can take your own photos of your child doing a task and print those out, or buy a different set of cards that may be a better fit for you. But whatever you choose, the setup process is going to be pretty similar. You're going to print out your cards, and then I highly recommend you laminating them for durability. If you don't have a laminator for your home, get one. They are pretty inexpensive and so worth it. I will link some good ones down in the description box for you. After laminating your cards or pictures, you're going to cut them out and decide how you're going to adhere them. Like I said, I did a poster on a big piece of foam board. So I just used these adhesive Velcro dots, which allow me to move around the cards when something in our routine changes, which is really convenient, and honestly the reason why I prefer using cards over charts, because they offer a little more flexibility. You can also put magnet strips on the back and adhere them to a magnetic board or your fridge if you'd like, or just use the cards without any kind of board as you go through your day. But I usually recommend having them attached to something because it helps lay it all out for your child to see the bigger picture. You may also want to consider if you want to have separate charts for your different routines, like a morning routine chart and a bedtime routine chart. Again, this is totally a personal preference. I just like having everything on one board because it makes it easier, but something I've been thinking about is making another routine chart to keep upstairs for the morning and nighttime routines. Once you have your chart assembled, I recommend sharing it with your child and going through each activity so they become familiar with each card. We revisit this at the start of every morning to go over our day and before bed so my boys know what to expect and can stay on track. Toddlers and preschoolers can definitely be puzzling at times. If you want to know more about their development so that you can understand them better and make your parenting easier, then be sure to check out this video right now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, share it with a friend who would find it helpful, and subscribe for more tips to love your life with littles. Thanks for watching.